Hello everyone, it's meteorologist Carly Smith. We are discussing fire danger out there in the coastal bend right now as we speak. So thank you for joining this live update. The highest risk of fire danger is going to come on Saturday. So Saturday, northwest winds 15 to 30 miles per hour, gust up to 40 miles per hour, dry vegetation and low relative humidity in the teens that can allow fires to spread both quickly and easily. Good morning. Happy Friday, everyone. But we do have a fire weather concern, which actually means the weather is going to be really nice this weekend. But that fire weather concern does mean that if a fire does start, the wind, the humidity, and the drought conditions are all combined going to lead to the risk of fire spreading quickly, dangerously, and out of control, difficult to contain. So that is the biggest takeaway from this update. Saturday, the highest risk right now, we have this hazy look. That's actually fog. We have a low stratus layer that's sticking around. That is until we are able to get the dry line to pass through and dry conditions out. So right now our dew point is 68. Our visibility is down to 5 miles, but we do have that south-southwest wind. 20 miles per hour, gusts 25 miles per hour, so it is breezy even today, but you can see visibility starting to clear out now or improve across Beeville. It's never been horrible, right? Because we're windy, so down at the surface, the fog's being mixed out. It's not able to just sit there and condense and become really dense, right? So we do have sea fog, Port Aransas, Rockport, Padre Island, all anticipating this fog to linger a little bit into the afternoon, but should see some sunshine trying to peek through. Highs today in the mid 70s. Waves are 2 to 4 feet at the beach, and we've got a 5-second period. So this is why we're foggy right now. Our humidity is still high. It's not going to be until closer to noon to 2 p.m. The dry line pushes through. Conditions out west get really dry, but look how green and humid it is along the coastline. This is why, we have fire dangers because it's so dry off to the west, but also it's why our temperature spread just seems so crazy, right? So you can see Hebbronville not getting a current reading, but starting to heat up out that direction because of the dry line and the drier air that is coming out of the southwest hitting them first. So it's going to take a second for us to really start to heat up, but once our skies clear, I think we're going to heat up pretty quickly, and odds are we're in the 90s, mid to upper 90s by this afternoon. Now that specifically though is for inland Nueces County. So inland Nueces County, 97, 98, Kingsville could reach the triple digits, as well as Alice, Benavides, Hebbronville, and Falfurrias, even George West and Freer running with the potential. But Corpus Christi, the closer you live to water, it's going to be much cooler. That's because the water, we're going to see our southeast winds return or stick around. So Padre Island, Port Aransas, southeast winds will stick around all day long, keeping you humid and in the 70s. Rockport right at 80 degrees. But meanwhile, the further away you get from the water in Nueces County, the hotter it's going to be. So I can't emphasize enough, most of Corpus Christi is not going to be that hot, but because our temperature readings are taken at the airport, I did put what I think the hottest number would be on the map. So fire danger is our biggest concern, especially with temperatures that hot and with conditions as dry as they're going to be off to the west. Fire danger. So Friday through Sunday, 10 a.m. to 8 a.m. So we're in that time frame. Our wind is breezy now. It's going to be even stronger on Saturday. So you do need to continue to avoid outdoor burning or anything that could create a spark, especially this weekend. But don't forget, burn bans are in place across the region. The fire weather danger all through the weekend, so I've turned it all red. There is a cold front that really drives conditions out, bringing in a west-northwest wind on Saturday, and that's when we're going to see our gusts possibly up to 45 miles per hour. Now, most of us will be closer to 35 to 40, but up to 45 miles per hour is now the question, especially for areas to the north and west. Fire weather forecast. We're very high today. We're high to very high, really, for your fire weather forecast on this Friday. Saturday, we're going to easily be in the extreme category, and Sunday, we're very high, borderline extreme, but the wind is much lighter as we look ahead to Sunday. So that's why I have it lower. Saturday, really my biggest concern. So yeah, inland locations definitely feeling like summer. We did make it up to 91 degrees yesterday. So here's a look at our current wind. Again, it's gusty. We're starting to see it shift out of the southwest. So that dry air is going to start to filter into Corpus Christi as we speak. But Port Aransas, Flower Bluff, you're likely going to keep, look at this here, those southeast winds. And Corpus Christi may not see southwest winds very long. What's going to happen is as temperatures heat up, the sea breeze is going to push the humidity back off to the west. And so that is going to change or increase the southeast winds as the sea breeze ramps up this evening, but also it's going to start to boost the humidity again overnight. So overnight we will be dealing with some fog again heading into Saturday morning. That is until the cold front moves through. So the fog should clear out much quicker tomorrow because the cold front's moving through around 6 a.m. and then our winds are really ramping up after that. By 3 p.m. we'll have northwest winds across the board. There is a turn trying to happen off into the Gulf, but where it's a little bit more directly north, but northwest offshore winds are expected, which can create pretty sick surf conditions. However, look at those wind gusts, 31 miles per hour in Port Aransas. That's not too fun to be out on the water on and can sometimes flatten the waves if the wind gusts are too strong. I think the sweet spot is going to be Saturday morning right as the cold front passes. That's when you might have a light offshore wind, and then the pressure changing from the front passing through, that could really be the time to try to go. So anyway, notice Tilden, George West, Beeville, well, George West's number is 33, but you see the red color. That's where I'm expecting that 40 to 45 mile per hour wind to be possible. You saw Tilden briefly make it to 40, and then where I paused it, it's lowered back down. But Beeville around 39 mile per hour winds. So that's going to continue into Saturday evening. Then Sunday we have lighter winds. We lose the data, but the winds will be lighter on Sunday. So this is what I'm thinking for Corpus Christi right now, sustained up to 25 miles per hour there at 4 p.m. Gusts around 32 miles per hour, particularly around 4 p.m. But notice it's right around 10 a.m. That's when our wind starts to boost up, and that is when our fire weather watch is in place for now. But that's when the fire weather warning the National Weather Service will likely issue later today will be in place. So on Futurecast, you see hot and dry conditions because of the dry line today. It gets humid again overnight. Rain mostly Victoria to Houston. The cold front passes through. Windy, dry, fire danger concerns. That's going to be Saturday all day long and into Sunday as we continue to see those drier northerly winds in place. High pressure builds and then sets up over Louisiana, and we start to see our humidity going back up into next week. Now, I will say there is more humidity for Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, but another cold front moves through, and look at that. Brown color showing up across Texas again. That means that we're going to have another fire weather concern. Really all week long, it's a concern. Our wind stays rather breezy. There's no calm day in the forecast, but humidity plays a big role in fire danger as well, or firefighting capabilities. And so we are very dry Saturday and Sunday. Dew points go back up into Tuesday. Then as the next cold front moves through, those dew points will fall back down into Thursday. In your 7-day forecast, here's what to expect. St. Patrick's Day is on Monday. 83 degrees, a southeast wind. I want to emphasize I don't have the little wind icon on Saturday, but Saturday will be the windiest day, it looks like. But Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, we're in the 20 to 25 mile per hour range into the afternoon. So still rather breezy. The only caveat is Monday and Tuesday, it's a southeast wind, Wednesday, we see the cold front moving through, so it will be a shifting wind. And then Thursday is sunny and drier, but our wind does start to shift back to the east, southeast, and cooler. I didn't draw the cold front on this 7-day either. But anyway, that's going to do it for this live weather update. Thank you to those of you who joined. Fire weather concerns are important. A couple of tips. I don't have the graphic ready to show you, but a couple of tips to remember is keep your grass cut short, and that includes weeds and brush and anything that can easily catch fire. Get it cut, especially around your home. What you're doing essentially is, the further away you go, but what you're doing essentially is creating a fire line. If the fire has nothing to catch on to, then that keeps it away from your home. Now, if the winds are strong enough, embers can blow in all or towards your house, and then that's kind of a different story. But the goal with that is to create essentially a fire line, and that's what wildland firefighters do, is they dig up dirt and create a break between the vegetation in order to create that fire line. So just something to think about, as we will continue to have fire danger anytime, especially anytime the wind has a westerly component, a north or westerly component, high fire danger. Just know that until we see any rain, it's gonna be like that. So anyway, that's going to do it for this live update. I'm meteorologist Carly Smith, signing off.